Have you ever wondered why so many people dread Mondays? It's not just the end of the weekend, but often it's the beginning of another week in a toxic workplace. This unseen threat in our offices is more prevalent than you might think, and it's causing significant damage. Workplace toxicity takes many forms. It could be an overbearing boss who micromanages every detail, or it could be colleagues who thrive on gossip and backbiting. It might be a culture of overwork, where employees are expected to sacrifice their personal lives for the sake of the job. Or perhaps it's an environment where diversity and inclusion are mere buzzwords, not practices. The effects of such a toxic environment can be devastating, leading to stress, burnout, and even physical health issues. Worse yet, it can diminish our sense of self-worth and erode our passion for what we do. Toxicity at work is not always as obvious as blatant harassment or bullying. Often, it's much more insidious. Let's take a closer look at some real-life examples of workplace toxicity. Imagine you're in a bustling office. In one corner, there's Jane, a diligent worker constantly belittled and berated by her supervisor. This overt form of bullying, a blatant display of power imbalance, leaves Jane feeling disheartened and demotivated. She's constantly on edge, and her productivity plummets. Now, consider another scenario. Meet Tim, a talented professional continually overlooked for promotions. He notices his colleagues, less competent yet favored by the boss, climbing the corporate ladder. This subtle form of toxicity, favoritism, erodes Tim's confidence and creativity. He begins to question his worth, and his work suffers. These two case studies highlight the different faces of workplace toxicity. Whether it's the loud, aggressive bullying experienced by Jane or the silent, undermining favoritism faced by Tim, the effects are devastating. As we can see, the impact of toxicity is profound, affecting not only individual employees, but also the overall health of the organization. So what happens when toxicity goes unchecked in the workplace? Well, the effects are far from insignificant. One of the first casualties is productivity. When people are constantly belittled, undermined, or dismissed, their motivation and enthusiasm take a massive hit. This results in a steep decline in productivity and overall performance. Then there's the issue of high turnover rates. When the work environment becomes unbearable, people tend to leave. And who can blame them? But this isn't just a problem for the individuals affected. It's also a problem for businesses. The cost of hiring and training new employees can be exorbitant. But perhaps the most devastating consequence of workplace toxicity is the toll it takes on mental health. Anxiety, depression, burnout, these are just a few of the mental health issues that can arise when toxicity is allowed to fester. Clearly, workplace toxicity is a problem we can't afford to ignore. How can we combat this pervasive issue and foster a healthier work environment? It's time we turn the tide against workplace toxicity. One of the most effective ways to do this is by implementing clear and comprehensive policies that define what constitutes acceptable and unacceptable behavior. This will help set the tone for what is expected within the organization. Promoting open communication is another crucial strategy. Encourage employees to voice their concerns without fear of retaliation. This can help nip potential issues in the bud before they grow into larger problems. Training for managers is also essential. Equip them with the skills to recognize signs of toxicity and handle such situations appropriately. They play a pivotal role in setting the work culture and need to be adequately prepared. Central to all these efforts are our human resources professionals. Their role in cultivating a healthy work environment cannot be overstated. They are the champions of change, the torchbearers who light the path towards a healthier work culture. Remember, a healthy workplace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. The fight against workplace toxicity starts with awareness and ends with action.